Oh,
we're
rolling.
Hello, I'm Hayley.
Hello, I'm Liz.
From Hayley and Liz, Expressive Stitches.
Expressive Stitches.
We changed our name again. Now we're Expressive
Yes.
Stitches.
We're sticking with this.
We'll see.
I look like I'm like choking on my shirt. Okay. Haley's like, we may change again next week.
So Liz went on a field trip.
I did.
Solo field trip.
I did. I went on a solo field trip. Can you believe? I left her behind. I feel terrible. Now, I've been wanting to see this show since it started in October at the Modern Museum of Art in New York.
Yes.
And New York City, New York. The MOMA.
Yes.
And it took me until the weekend before the show closed, which was on last Monday, to get there. Yes. But I got there, and that's all that matters. So I went to the Ruth Asawa show. Did we say that yet?
Just that you went to MoMA.
Oh,
so
okay.
the Ruth
Asawa
show at MoMA.
So a little background on Ruth Asawa. If you don't know who she is a Japanese-American artist. She's originally from California. Her parents were immigrants from Japan, and she was relocated to a detention camp when she was a young girl. So she had always worked on a farm before and after school with her parents and never had much time for anything other than school and work. And then when she went to this detention camp, I hate even saying it, detention camp. I want to say like ICE detention center because it's basically the same thing happening again. Anyway, when she was there, she met some older gentlemen who were also in the camp, Japanese Americans, who were Disney animators.
Oh, no way.
And so they spent time with her and taught her how to draw, and that was sort of her beginning of her adventure in art, her art journey.
Wow. Do you know how old she was when she was?
She was pretty young. I want to say.
I don't know what year she was
born. I do
born.
know, but I think it's like she was maybe like 8, 9, 10. Yeah. She was young.
Very young.
Yes, she was young. Okay. And then she went on to become a student of Albert and Annie Albers at Black Mountain College in North Carolina. Context, so her kids are probably a little older than me. So I think she was having her kids in like the early 60s, late 50s. She had 6 kids. Wow. And it would have been during World War II, like after Pearl Harbor. So I'm guessing like mid 40s when she was in the camp.
Wow.
I think she started in a camp in California and then they moved to another camp in Arkansas.
Oh my goodness.
I know. I was shocked. I saw at the show. I need to do a little research on that.
Of course. Yeah, like how many years. And
yeah. I did pick up a really interesting book I started reading about Japanese Americans art and the relocation
and
camps.
Like that time
era
period, which we don't talk about much.
No, we don't.
This country.
No, we don't.
It wasn't really talked about growing up in school and things like that.
Now we learned about it.
Yeah, we knew
California,
about it, but it wasn't given any context.
Yeah. So anyway, so I have a ton of photos and video.
Yeah.
They were out of the magazine catalog, so I'm like, I'm gonna print my own with my own pictures because these are pictures I want to be able to look at all the time. I don't want to be looking on my computer. I almost was thinking I might make like a book where I have one page for writing notes and one page with the pictures, so I can
really nice
go through and really like a workbook almost.
Yeah, right.
So I'm showing Hayley some photos and
pop up.
Yes, we have so many, so we're going to try and keep this not super
photo dependent conversation.
Yes, but we will pop the photos in to the I said I was going to take a picture of each photo as we went. I'll take a screenshot of the one we're talking about. I was like, I'm going to snap it with my camera. We're keeping ourselves organized on camera. I just want to make sure we put the right photo of what we're talking about so you guys can see what we're talking about. So, it's funny, the first picture that pops up is one that's really not, it's like different than a lot of her other things, but it's a painting, and I happen to know she did do this one, I believe when she was at Black Mountain College. So
she started so if you don't know Ruth Asawa, she's known for sculptures. Yes. And she's known for, I'm sure we'll put a picture up or already have, for these large form kind of like how'd you describe
sort
them?
of
They're
like organic
Yep.
shapes, but they're
metal
almost
bulbous,
like candlesticky
Yep.
Shapes.
Usually
and,
hanging sculptures of the
shapes
round
within shapes.
Yep. Net-like.
Yep.
Made
very,
from metal.
Yes. And so she's sort of known for those.
Yep.
But she does a lot of other things as well. She's also known for like she does these masks.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Kind of reminds me of Game of Thrones.
Interesting.
You know those? Did you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
You know when she goes in that underground and there's all those masks on the wall?
I don't remember that. Oh, maybe
the
it'll come
girl
back to
who
me
has no name or whatever.
Oh,
when
sure,
she's the girl who has no name and she can put that. Kind of reminds me of that.
Interesting. But she started as a 2D artist, like most people do.
Drawing.
Most fine artists.
Yep. And she went on. She does everything. She does pottery. She does these. She's really known for these wire sculptures.
Yes.
She worked in interior design. She made like wall covering type things that were 3-dimensional based on her paper sculptures. She does paper sculptures. And she's also really, really into education and educating kids. And along with having 6 kids of her own and being a prolific enough artist to fill 7 rooms at MOMA.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Holy mackerel.
7 rooms.
Big show.
Yeah, it was a big show. I fully expected to walk in and it was maybe going to be 2 or 3 rooms. And I was like, be prepared. Like when I went to the Faith Ringgold show, I was like, oh, there'll be a couple rooms, and it was just 1 room.
Yeah.
And I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah.
So I kind of was like, oh, that's probably how the Ruth Asawa show is going to be.
Wow.
But this was
I'm
like...
excited to see your photos now.
Yeah, okay. So we'll just pop the painting in just so you can see a little thing of her painting. Sorry, my nose itches. I'm like, okay. And we'll pop through.
Yeah, so painting, printmaking, color.
Yep.
Geometrics. You can definitely see in Alber's influence.
She does this really neat thing, a lot of work with and we'll show this so you can see it, the laundry stamp from Black Mountain College. This is the laundry stamp, and she did like collages with it.
Yeah.
And then she went on to make ticking for a mattress company later on based on those designs.
Yeah.
So, what I loved about it is her sketchbooks were all there.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
We are like, you can just look at her process, and it makes you feel like and it almost makes you feel like anything is possible when you see her sketches and you see how she's thinking in her sketchbook. It reminds me of how I see other people think in their sketchbooks and how I think. These are I think these were prints. She did prints.
So what we're looking at now is like layers of geometric forms and shapes that you could see, eventually turning into
her
wire sculptures.
Forms. I did take a lot of pictures of the little signs.
Yep.
So here we have her wire sculptures. And when you walked into the second room, they were all, they went on and on and on, but it was just so impressive.
Prolific, it sounds like.
Yeah. And you can see here that loop within a loop within a loop. So I guess she's working down. I showed you, unless she worked up, and then that's the last. It's hard to say.
Loop.
Yeah, it's different. It looks somewhat crocheted. But it's different than crochet.
Right, we were talking about that yesterday. Like it's almost like what was it? What were you saying? Chainmail?
Yeah, it's kind of chainmail-esque. Oh, here I'm going to mute this. I loved looking at the people looking at the art too. Yeah. That was really neat. And then the shadows. It was so cool. I took a lot of pictures.
It's like her sketchbook.
Yeah, of the shadows. It does look like the sketchbook.
Yeah.
So I took a lot of pictures of the shadows. But they were so beautiful.
They are very beautiful, very bubble-like.
Yeah, that's a close-up of the way she does it. I really was like, thank goodness I have that new camera with that super zoom, because you can't get at...
Right,
you can get pretty close to it, but with that zoom...
If you lean in too much, people are going to
yell exactly. There were a lot of guards. And so... we'll put some of these images in here that we're just rifling through. We're looking at her sculptures.
Yeah.
their
work
videos.
she's most widely known for.
Yes.
Is what we're looking at.
I love these round.
Yeah.
This, in the background, you can see it here. I think this was my favorite one, and it was one of the few, I took more pictures of it at the end, that was sort of asymmetrical.
Right.
And it was just a bubble.
That's really
of,
interesting. A lot of these are very symmetrical,
yes.
very, like, balanced.
Yes, super. I mean, this is, like, balanced all the way around, like, horizontally and vertically. What's neat, too, is they all were moving. I took some video. I'll put some video in of, I thought this would be so cool to make, like, fabric. Yeah. That's a close-up of her knots or her loops. And they just, there's not really wind in the museum.
Just from people walking around.
Yeah, it's just.
Or their vents,
The vents and stuff, yes. And then she does a lot of, sort of this funny, I don't know why I did a video of that, but like, she plays a lot with negative space, positive and negative space. So she'll use like a chair or something really simple. She does a lot of, these were all marks of just pens, like just felt tip pens. She just did patterns and pens. And what I really loved about this was how she swirled. This one, she did striations on the actual pen. She's done this wicker chair. And then I loved how she did, you can almost see these like swirls down here.
Right.
In the pattern. And then here's another like negative space of the chairs. Apparently I felt the need to take video of that. Oh, I think sometimes when I couldn't get the whole thing.
Right, or you had
or there were
glare
people.
or
or a glare. I did a video. So we'll show you that. I'm like, oh, love that one.
Again, it's a good, it's nice to see the 2D and 3D work, because even though it's very different, it all goes together. You know,
it does.
Just the way that, like, you know, you can see her,
especially like looking at those close-ups of her loops. It's almost this like repetitive thing. She's really into repetition.
Yeah, for sure.
I just love those arches and the.
Others.
I know. I'm like, did she switch to a new pen? Did she just have a darker pen that she went in every once in a while with? Because you can see it here, and then it's over here. I have a feeling that's probably what she did. I love this one because, of course, it looks like a tumbling block quilt.
Right.
But she's just drawn that or painted that. And I love her, you know, nothing is perfect. It's almost like I'd rather get this out and get it, you know.
Yeah, it's really interesting
into the world.
Because I think you wouldn't understand that unless you see it in person, because of how perfect it looks. Because... like, but when you have zoomed in, not every single loop is like perfectly round and perfectly the same as the previous one.
Yeah,
like,
they're like hand stitches.
Right. Yeah. You don't see that
like
when
your
you
loops.
Yeah, when you look
loops.
far away.
Yeah, you really don't. When you see it from far away, it's this. I mean, you're seeing it as on the video. It's these beautiful shapes.
Yes, that look perfect, but upon further detection.
I love these too. These like ink blot things. I mean, she did a lot of like printing, screen printing.
Yeah, I can see that. Those are beautiful.
Yeah, aren't those really neat?
Yeah, very much organic.
Yes. She really was. She said, "You will find all the inspiration you need can be found in nature. Look around you. That's all you need, is nature." I believe these were the miniatures.
Okay.
So she did these miniatures. Wow. They were in more like a copper or a bronzy wire. And then she also did this electroplating of her work.
Oh, interesting.
I know. I thought it was bronze.
Yeah,
at first.
that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, I thought it was bronze. I do think she did some bronzing as well. And then she, you know, out of the blue, we have like prints of eggplants and watermelon. And then she also had all these branchy works. As she got older, she worked, you know, based on like twigs and branches. This one was interesting because it had glass in it. It was the only thing that I saw that incorporated glass. And then this is a drawing of a house where she's done those same repetitive marks. She was very much into also sketching her husband. She and her husband were both avid gardeners. She did flower. She grew food and he grew flowers.
Oh, wow.
And so she did a lot of portraits of his flowers. I mean, she would just do drawings of the flowers. So you can see that's the side of the house. I loved this lady with her head under the, I don't know what the story is.
Yeah, right.
And then we just see
more vegetables
and flowers. And then, oh, look, there's something she made, from those sketches. These were all in a case. That was a tile. She did a lot of, she also was commissioned to make a memorial. It's in Ghirardelli Square in San Francisco, and it's for the internment camps.
Oh, is that right?
And she made I had to Google, they called it baker's clay.
Okay.
But essentially it's salt dough.
What?
It's like you make when you're a little kid in preschool.
Right.
She made the whole thing out of salt dough, baker's clay.
Yeah.
There's a recipe on her website for how to make baker's clay. And that is what I think they bronzed.
I see.
Yeah, and I'll show a picture of that later on when we get there. So here we have painting. Here are some pottery beads she did. It took me until I looked at the picture of it to see the baby.
Oh yeah,
There's a baby in here. It looks like weaving. I was like, oh, look at the weaving, and I'm gonna take a picture of that.
Is it weaving or is it drawing?
It's drawing.
Wow.
But when I looked back, I was, you see a lot of
it looks so much like
doesn't
weaving.
it? Yeah. You see a lot of children and babies and babies' feet.
Yeah.
And she was a mother of 6, and I'll link to a video that MOMA put out, and it's her children who are now, grown adults and probably grandparents themselves, are in the home where they grew up, and they said they would all 6 be in there. She'd be making dinner, and while she was like waiting for the water to boil for something, she'd have the sculpture hanging in the middle of the living room, run over, do a little sculpting, run back over, do dinner, help somebody with their homework, run over, that's how she made everything.
Wow.
I'm sure at some point she had another studio.
Yeah.
But when she was a young mom,
she was a mom.
Yeah, she just did it. So I'm like, okay, what excuse do I have? I mean, come on, give me a break.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know.
There's I just keep coming back to, there's a real divide, and I don't mean this in a bad way. I mean it as I'm fascinated by the up close versus the far away, and the optical illusion that creating is like fascinating.
That is across her work.
Everything.
I wanted to zoom in. Almost everything I took a picture of, I zoomed in on.
And then got far away.
And then, and
how different.
So there are a lot of drawings of botanical things.
Very
and that's
linear.
because it was in her garden.
Exactly.
I love this one.
Yeah.
I mean, you just see how much line work goes into.
This would make great tattoos.
Oh, yeah. I know, it was funny. Before I went, my daughter Grace lives in Brooklyn, and so I stayed with her and we went to her work. She works in Soho. And one of her coworkers said, oh, you're going to MoMA? And he has a Salvador Dali tattoo on his forearm. Yeah. I go, oh, yeah, maybe I'll come back with a Ruth Asawa tattoo. Then I couldn't stop thinking about, like, I want to get a Ruth Asawa tattoo.
A number of these things would make beautiful
I
tattoos.
know. Aren't they just...
Yeah.
I wonder how you do that. Is it, like, copywritten?
Depends on how old the work is, probably, right? And how much in the public domain.
Yeah. She did a fountain this is one of her last projects, I think it was on a college campus, a memorial type thing. They had a video of it. Garden of Remembrance.
Oh, yeah.
What was really neat, and we'll see the pictures in a minute too, kids, I think in each of the 5 boroughs of New York, used that baker's clay technique and did panels.
And did like a relief like that?
Yeah. I'll show you. I mean... Okay. And, if she changed her mind, well, let's just cut and paste that, something else.
Yeah, very collage-like.
Yeah. And then, now we're just more drawing. I mean, it just goes on forever. So I think, basically, the lesson for me was, you just have to do it.
Yeah,
you know?
You really do.
I mean, and that was the other thing is yes, they filled the space with her work, but a lot of it came from sketchbooks.
Yep.
A lot of it came from just pen and ink drawings. Some of them are really simple. Yeah. And some of them are not. My takeaway is...
be prolific.
Be prolific.
Keep
Just
going.
keep making stuff. Keep going. And the other thing she was really well known for was picking something and seeing how far she could take it.
Yes.
How far can I take this wire? You know, it's wire.
Yeah.
How far can I take this? And she was used to working with wire, apparently, from like working on farms.
Okay.
Bailing
Yeah.
and doing things
Oh,
with
interesting.
wire.
Yeah.
The baker's clay, I mean, she probably made it for her kids.
Right.
She probably started like,
It's like,
let's
this-
make,
this
yeah,
will
and then all of
work,
a sudden
and
this would
maybe
work.
it's not
and
so
how
heavy
far
as
can
like
I
regular
take this?
clay or
Yeah.
something. Like how
It can air dry. It doesn't have to
how
go in
can
a
I
kiln.
do this in my free time?
Yeah.
That's really interesting, actually, because I feel sometimes a lot of like, although I do experiment with different materials, sometimes I feel, what's the word I'm looking for? Like frozen, because I don't know if I'm doing the right thing with the right material. Is it going to is it going to hold up? Like I have some craft issues sometimes where I'm like, I'm doing it wrong.
And I think she didn't care. She's like, the only way I'm going to know is if I need to make this and
try it,
use it and put it out in the world.
And if it falls apart, I can make more.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So that's very in itself very inspiring.
And what a resilient person. I mean, just like, I'm just going to do what I want to do and just keep going. And apparently she didn't sleep much.
Oh,
and
gosh.
that is in
Well,
the
that's
also
my
like mini
problem.
documentary. I know.
love to sleep.
But she was like, I know, me too. I'm not going to give up sleeping. But I don't need to be as prolific as she was, but you know, clearly
But you can use her
the
collection
inspiration
as inspiration.
Yes, yeah.
To keep going.
Yes.
So this is us telling you to keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. And don't worry what your start looks like. Just
right.
Drawing.
Right.
I mean, just keep going.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you can't draw, go look at art. Because that's another thing too.
Yes.
That's really important to do for yourself. And
yeah. I mean, you think about, she probably started copying what those animators were drawing.
Yeah.
Nothing she does speaks to that world of Disney animation, but I'm sure that's how she started.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
For
yeah,
sure. So
it was really interesting.
yeah, thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
How
I couldn't wait to share. And I think I shared with Hayley when I got back. At the end, I went back into the main room where most of the, you know, it was so impactful because it was the first room you walked into where all of the wire sculptures were hanging. And I just sat on the bench and I just watched people looking at the art.
Yeah.
And that, I almost started crying. I was like,
amazing.
I loved it. Yeah,
Oh,
it was
so
beautiful.
cool.
So, all right. Well, that's Ruth Asawa.
Yes.
Google her. See what you think.
Yeah.
I will try and remember to link that little mini, it's maybe only like 10 or 12 minutes long, the MOMA little thing they put out. So
on her. Yes. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe to our channel.
Share.
Because we are just going to keep on making videos.
We're just going to keep
Ruth
doing
Asawa
it.
can do it, so can we.
Yeah, even if they're just for us.
I know. Yeah. That's okay.
But thank you. Thank you for watching.
Yeah,
And
we appreciate it.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.